What are the startup costs for a catering business and financing your catering startup? What do you need to know? So welcome to How to Start a Catering Business, YouTube's premier channel dedicated solely to catering and getting your business up and running. My name is Damian Roberti. I am a food entrepreneur and have been for nearly 3 decades now. I have multiple YouTube channels here on YouTube dedicated to food entrepreneurship. If you want to check out those other channels, definitely check out the links down in the description. Let's dive right into this. I'm actually going to give you a step-by-step method in order for you to actually finance and understand what the costs are in getting up and running. Now, these are going to be in no particular order, but I'm simply going to go from number 1 down to number 5. I'm going to break down exactly what they mean. You might want to take some notes, or you can definitely watch this video over and over until you understand them fully. Financing a new catering business can be a little bit complex process, but understanding the basics can actually help you make informed decisions. Here's a breakdown of what you need to know. Number 1, understanding costs. First, it's important to know the costs involved in starting a catering business. These typically include equipment costs. That's going to be purchasing kitchen equipment, utensils, and possibly vehicles for transportation if you don't already have one. You've got initial ingredient costs. This is going to be initial stock of food ingredients. Of course, it's always best to buy these in bulk when you do that, because that allows you to buy it at a much cheaper and lower price point. Renting or buying a space. Now, this is really and crucially important. Cost of acquiring a kitchen space if you don't already own one can be a little bit expensive. Many catering businesses actually start from home, but you may need a specific license, not under cottage food, but it may be a separate type of license. You need to check your city or county for that. I would highly recommend starting from home if you can, because that's going to cut down dramatically in your cost. Now, when I operated my Italian bakery, we offered a catering business as well, but that space cost us quite a bit of money, and I wish I could have done it from home, but unfortunately it was something I couldn't do, so keep that in mind. Licenses and permits. Now, these are costs that are going to be associated with obtaining necessary permits and licenses. These are things you need to understand as well when you initially get up and running. Those we're going to go into in detail in just a moment, but they're normally every year. So keep that in mind. Marketing. You need to market your catering business. You can't expect people just to simply find you. Now, those are going to be costs promoting the business itself, including digital marketing, such as social media marketing, potentially running ads, flyers, and business cards. Staffing. Your initial cost of hiring staff, of course, is something you need to factor in. Now, that was step 1, understanding some of the basic costs to get started. Let's break these down into more specifics. Number 2, sources of the finance. Okay, next, let's explore various sources of financing for your business. Personal savings. Now, if you have some savings set aside and you want to launch your business, I personally would recommend this. Do not finance your business up front with credit cards, because you are going into a business that doesn't have any proof of concept, and you could lose a lot of money or close up. If you finance this type of operation, you're still going to owe that money on the finance, and that's not going to be good. From my own personal experience, I can attest to that. So, personal savings, money that you have saved that can be invested directly into the business. Family and friends. Next up, loans or investments from personal connections that you have with family or friends, often with more flexible repayment terms. Maybe even a bank loan. Now, this is a little tricky because you're starting, but traditional loans provided by banks, which require a detailed business plan and often even collateral. Now, small business grants. These are actually a great way to go. Government or private grants aimed at supporting small businesses. Next up would be angel investors or even VCs, known as venture capitalists. Now, these are much trickier because normally you need to show proof of concept that you've been up and running with your catering business for a while. But these are individuals or firms who provide capital for startups, typically in exchange for equity. That means they're going to own a portion of your business. Number 3, developing a business plan. Let's go over to some of the basics of a business plan. A solid business plan for catering businesses is crucial for securing financing, as I mentioned before. Now, the first part, executive summary. This is an overview of your business and why it will be successful. You need to kind of forecast and predict, in a sense, how this is going to work. Business description, what your catering business offers and what makes it unique. Next up, market analysis, insights into the catering market within your area, being your city or your county. Obviously, you may not be statewide just yet, or even nationwide, so you need to focus on your small market, including potential customers and competitors. Next up, with organization and management, so how your business will be structured and who will manage it. Next is sales strategy, how you plan to attract and retain your customers. Lastly, funding requests. So how much money will you need? How will you use it? And your proposed repayment plan. These are very important, actually, by the way. The funding request is very important. Because if you're going to get someone to invest, you need to break down how the money is going to be used, how much you'll need, and how you're going to repay it. Number 4, Managing your risks. Now, understanding and managing risks are crucial with any business, but of course with a catering one, it's a bit trickier. Let's dive into what that means. So, market risk. This means changes in customer preferences and even economic downturns can actually affect demand. Operational risks. Now, issues in the day-to-day operations like supply chain disruptions. Some of that happened, of course, a couple years back when you're getting suppliers who you're going to be buying your food supplies from. Sometimes they're going to be short, and if they're short an ingredient, how are you going to get it? Financial risks, of course, managing cash flow to ensure expenses are covered, especially in the early stages. Number 5, let's dive into financial projections and what does that mean for your catering business? So include a detailed financial projections. This means profit and loss statement. That is the estimates of your income and expenses. Cash flow statement, a forecast of cash inflow and outflow to ensure that you can cover the costs. A balance sheet. Now, this is a snapshot of your business's financial health at a specific point in time when you started. So the one thing you want to think of, let's kind of break this down to make it even simpler for you to understand. So starting this type of a business is kind of like planting a garden, if you will. You need to understand the soil, which of course is your market. Choose the right seeds, which is the service. And you want to secure enough water and sunlight, which would be your financing for your catering, and planning how you plant, which is your business plan, and knowing how to handle the pests and the weeds, which are going to be your risks. So kind of an analogy, if you will, of how you get started with the catering business. So if you have questions about starting a catering business, or if you just launched one and you have some questions you want us to answer, let us know down in the comments section. Definitely check out some of these additional resources and our other channels here on YouTube. I'll see you on our next video.